select board agenda?
I don't have any.
No. There was mention that we might have a town resident come in to speak with us about the roads.
Yeah, I kind of expected Lynn to be here.
Okay, well, we'll see if he
He
shows
talked to you.
up.
He and I have been pretty much tooth and tongue here for the last 2 hours.
Okay,
That's what I figured. I figured I'd be able to go up and talk to Chuck.
better you than us.
That's what I figured. So you all owe me.
We do, we'll buy you dinner.
So he's not coming then?
Says he's not.
Okay, all right, so we won't worry about
So
that then.
he gave me what he wanted?
I doubt it.
No, not exactly, but we came to terms on probably how I would be.
Okay, so
Thank you.
is there any public comment at all? Hearing none. Do I hear a motion to approve the bills to the town?
So move.
Seconded?
All in favor?
Aye.
And then, is there a motion to approve the minutes from the October 26th, 2020 Select Board meeting?
So moved?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And let's see, here is a copy to be signed.
Holy cow, we're down to Diana already.
Yep, yeah, we're moving right along here.
Thank you.
So, town clerk's report.
Okay. Well, we had the election, and the amount of time and effort and technology and volunteer help to count 593 ballots, it just makes it so
machine
much
is
more
just
awesome
fabulous.
what the other
How was
states are
turnout
going through.
compared to most years?
Turnout was about the same. It was 80%
Really?
4 years ago.
Even with the mail-in, wow.
Yeah, it was about 40%. 593 total votes and 416 were mail-in that had come in beforehand.
Wow, that's
That was kind of nice, huh?
What?
That was nice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If we had had all those people on voting day and tried to keep, distance, and we were only allowing 3 people in at once, which mostly
worked.
was fine.
It worked.
Yeah,
Thinking about it worked.
and except for the tabulator, we were able to keep, social distance. And
Yeah.
the tabulator, we had a little problem first thing in the morning, and we didn't have any phone service, so Jane had forgotten her key, so she had to go home and get her key to the
Yep.
fire station, and then when we got over there, we just took one of their phones.
And you got a battery, so it works good now.
Yeah.
It has the speakerphone and everything.
And she was able to get the phone from the Wi-Fi. So anyways, by, 7:30 or so, we were up and running with the tabulator, and it worked pretty slick during the day. We were, after we finished up here, Jane and Robin came down to the office with me, and we were there till about 9:30, and then I stayed for about another hour. I can't imagine how late it would have been if we had to hand count on top of that. So
So it worked good.
yeah, and I got the official return of votes. I posted it on, or Laura posted it on the website today for anyone who's interested in how many people voted for whom.
Do we keep the machine or do they take it back?
We keep it, but I don't know whether we'll be using it in 2 years because the guy who set it up for us, this all happened like the Friday before voting day. The vendor came with the machine and gave us a training, and Robin came and Jane Old Lorendo came. And he said that this is kind of old technology, and in another 2 years we might be doing something totally different. But in the meantime, the thing itself is only about like the size of a large typewriter, so it doesn't take up a lot of room in the vault. The big black thing that it sits on, Michael managed somehow to get that down in the basement. I wish I'd been there to watch.
That's where the ballots go down in there.
Did you go down the inside stairs, or?
I went down the stairs, yeah.
Yeah.
You just push it, it goes down. Gravity is gravity.
Yeah. So that was good. And the day before the vendor came, Jane and I went over to Callis, and they gave us a nice tutorial when going through there's this whole pre-check process you have to go through, and so we learned a lot from them, and that was very helpful. So, what else? Behind in my other work, but oh well. Now I'll have a couple weeks to catch up before we start on the town report.
So, Diana, I had put on the town clerk's report just the kind of future plans that you shared with the select board.
Okay, yeah, I was going to, I'll recap that at the end of July, I gave you my notice that I would retire after town meeting. And in the 3 months since, Robin Durkee is the only one who's shown any real interest in the position. And, you know, for a while, I gave her a bunch of stuff to read, and I didn't scare her away.
Bored yet?
Even after the election, I said, "Are you still in?" And she said, "Yeah."
Didn't scare her off, yeah, okay.
So, yeah.
Last young man.
So anyways, right after the last select board meeting, Laura gave her notice that she was going to be leaving. Her last day is the 18th, which is next week. So Robin and I sat down and worked out a plan. After Laura leaves, Robin is willing to be appointed as the assistant town clerk, which is kind of a, you know, it's an 8-hour-a-week job. It's not easy to find someone to do it. And if she does that until town meeting day, she'll get a lot of learning in the meantime. And then town meeting day, she'll run for office and hopefully she'll be elected. In the meantime, she realizes that it's an elected position and other people may decide to run. It's an 18-hour-a-week job with no benefits to speak of, so. So then, after that, I would take the job as the assistant town clerk for a couple of months. That way, I would still be able to go into the office a couple days a week and continue training her. And that way you wouldn't have to pay me extra, you know, have 2 people plus pay me to train her in how to be the town clerk. So that should save money for the town. And then, you know, after, you know, the summer winds down and maybe somebody else will come that wants to be the assistant town clerk, and maybe I'll be stuck there forever. I don't know. She seems to be a fast learner so far. Yeah. And then so I think that would make for a smooth transition.
Okay, yeah. And I know when you sent the email to us, the select board, I think we all felt that was, I mean, I think we were all okay with that plan. So, and I guess, you know, I'd like to just give a shout out to Laura to thank her for her work. And I'm really kind of happy for her with this new job that she has. I think she deserves it.
Yes, I agree. Thank you, Laura. Yeah, good luck with your new job.
Yeah.
I know, she's really been a very good worker, done everything she was asked to do enthusiastically, and was always willing to do more. She spent a lot of time making up a whole grid of who's buried where in the cemeteries, as she had extra time because she was just interested in it. And yeah, it'll be too bad to lose her. But, you know, for 8 hours a week, it's been hard to keep an assistant town clerk.
Right.
She took on an extra day a week with helping you guys.
Helping
I don't know
the
what
select
we'll do with that.
Yeah, yeah.
And then for the cleaning also.
Right, she was our cleaning person too.
Oh, that's right, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, well, we'll have many shoes to fill when she's gone, I guess.
She's gonna show you and me how to post things on the website.
Great, yeah, well, that's one thing I need to learn. And also how to host a Zoom meeting. I want to learn that from,
Oh, yeah.
I might see if Skip Lindsay can show me how to do that, but things I've been able to avoid because somebody else could do it.
Yeah.
It's
Lindsay
safer
or
that way.
Makasami, probably either one of them.
Yeah, either one could show me, yeah. Anything else?
Well, we have, speaking of Skip, we did have a problem last week. We weren't able to send out emails. And didn't really realize that that was happening until it got to the point where it was obviously it was happening because we weren't getting responses we wanted. So Skip came in and he put in a lot of hours dealing with Comcast, trying to figure out what was wrong. Come to find out, we were hacked.
Oh, wow.
Not like anybody stole any of our information or anything. They just screwed up our email. And I think I was probably the one that clicked on something I shouldn't have. But for the last couple of months, I've been getting all these odd, threatening emails from Comcast. So you have to do this, we're changing our system, and so on and so forth. And finally, I did click on one, and that was that.
Oops.
Yeah, so he spent a lot of time Friday on the phone with people from Comcast and got it kind of straightened out, I think. Today he came in and explained it all to us, what had happened, and we have to change our passwords, and we should change our passwords more often. He's going to get us some more backup for our computers, some automatic backup, something that he has to put in, I think. And maybe some new off-site backup, the ones that we put in the vault, that he said will be better than the ones we have, which are several years old. Yeah. So once again, thank you to Skip, and he offered to Robin to be the IT specialist, and she said, thank you.
It wouldn't be computing for very long if I was the one.
Yeah.
If this doesn't work, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, under the tire of the truck goes.
Okay. Any more questions?
I'm good.
No? Okay. Thank you. So Brandy, I guess we're ready for the town treasurer's report.
So you asked previously about the fuel for the school.
Right,
generator.
yeah. Great, thanks for that.
So there's that. Which warm chair do I want?
Yeah, they're good. It's nice and warm. It was 15 degrees last week, so it's nice and warm.
Okay, income from cash receipts we took in was $501,090.06. Majority being property taxes. There was some recording income, some photocopies and fax and vault fees. So money over the last 2 weeks that I transferred over to the money market. On your balance sheet, you can see there's a little over $2 million. But I transferred $865,065.57. That was including the interest. That's why there's change. For delinquencies, there is more to come. Ron's been taking in money the last Friday. I went in with him and I transferred the current taxes over to delinquency. I gave him a warrant. I didn't write it down. So for giggles, I went back and saw how much my warrant was last year, and we're 58,000 more or less than what went delinquent last year, which is great.
Wow, yep, that is. That, it sort of was anticipated that it would be more just because of the
Right,
pandemic
because of
and
the-
people being employed.
Out of work, but no, it's
Yeah.
it's been great. So now, Thursday, I was able to get caught up on a lot of my filing. Robin has been amazing at auditing my books and asking this and that and why it doesn't balance, and it has been great. So I'm hoping that continues.
She's not an auditor anymore.
No, right, but I'm hoping it passes down to the next auditor who will be taking her place. course, that's not on the agenda. That's not on the agenda.
No.
So we're gonna have to wait 2 weeks.
To make a decision, we could discuss it tonight if
Yeah.
you want, but we can't make a decision without warning it.
Okay. So, I had asked Vicki Mason, who used to work for the state, is aware of auditing, if she would want to take on being an auditor until March. And she is willing to do that.
That's good.
So that was in one of the emails I tried sending you.
We gotta wait till it's not.
To be on the agenda. So yeah, next, I'm asking the select board to appoint her next select board meeting.
As an auditor?
Yep.
Okay.
And then she will have to run in March.
Okay. So, yeah, so we'll have it on the agenda for next time.
Yep.
I have a couple questions on the financial sheets.
Yep.
Let's see, it's on page 5 of the first question. I have 2 questions. For the mowing, under the mowing of the town park and hall, the actuals for this year are $7,385. Does that include the cemetery?
No, what that is including is, that is including Russell's fees for the park, the addition to the town property.
Okay.
So that's under the,
It's under mowing and maintenance.
really? So all that work was covered by a grant from the Woodbury Fund?
Not all of it.
No? Why not?
Well, we still have some money left,
Right.
but yes,
Okay, so I was just wondering.
because it's incorporating some of the mowing that has to do with the park here and the median strip. But yeah, so some of it is Russell's and then some of it is the mowing.
Okay,
And if you want to continue, we just have to factor in mowing as far as that. Roy has done great by volunteering to mow ever since the pickup. But we do need to factor that into the mowing contract.
okay.
But it won't be 7,000.
And then on page 7, the money that we get from V-Trans for Class 2, Class 3 roads, do they make that usually in one payment?
No,
So,
I get that quarterly.
okay, so that's why it's less than.
Correct.
Okay, great. Okay, good.
So another issue that came about today, with Greg Parker's being out, I'm not getting signed or accounted invoices. So how would you like to handle that?
Let's see, he's going to be out for 3 weeks? And
Well, then he's got a
then he's
quarantine.
got to do his quarantine, so let's say a month. Yeah, how do we?
He's got 2 weeks after his 3 weeks.
So there's a few bills that, yeah, didn't get paid because there's no signature, no accounting, charting. So do I collect them back from, I sent them back with Timmy today, and then I tried asking him questions and he didn't, yeah.
I could, I think I would know pretty much where to put different things.
It was something silly as a fuel filter that was almost $200, and I don't know which vehicle to put it to.
Right,
And he didn't know. and
okay.
So,
Maybe I could
I
work.
can find that out tomorrow.
Yeah, it
Okay.
should be pretty simple.
And I could assign the NEMREC numbers.
so you can see on some of them, I wrote it in with a red pen, sorry.
Okay.
Just red pen. With a question mark, because I wanted to get this stuff paid, I don't want a late fee.
Right.
So if I can bug you for
Yep.
half an hour tomorrow, get the
Yep.
rest of the bills together.
Yep,
I
yep,
just don't want to be,
yep.
Okay.
but going forward, I don't know what the plan is on,
Well, until he gets back, I'll just start paying attention and do what we gotta do.
okay.
Well, guess that's your choice, not mine.
Well, no, that sounds good. I mean, and you, Randy would probably be able to assign the right numbers in the NEMREC system for if she knew what it was for.
Which vehicle they
Where we
go
go.
to.
Right.
That's all you have to tell me. You don't even need to know the codes, just say this is for the garage. Yeah,
Right.
maintenance, or this is for, I just need to know which vehicle,
Right.
that's all.
Yeah. Yeah, we can figure that out.
So we'll do a part-time, Robin was doing great, because she was, nobody had signed for it or coded, you know, it's, our stuff's supposed to be signed for regardless, even if it's from inside the office. If
Right.
Diana orders something, she signs it.
Right. Yeah.
So so there'll be a temporary fill-in until we get back on to.
So we could formally assign Chuck as the interim invoice signer. And I guess we could make a motion to that effect.
So move.
Second?
Second. So this is what we're.
Because that makes sense anyway, that
Yeah.
if someone were to
Yeah.
have any issue, you need to have someone
Well,
else.
I try to stay on top of knowing what's
Yeah.
going on with the mineral.
So all those in favor of assigning Chuck or appointing Chuck as the interim invoice signer checker until Greg Parkhurst has returned to work, say aye?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so,
So is that the only thing he'll have to do? Go in every morning after you get the mail or no?
It's just weekly.
Weekly,
We
okay.
sit down with them
Yeah.
and
Just make sure I know what's going on.
right.
Yeah.
If the boys go get something or need something or order something, we'll sign it.
Make sure they write on it what it's for.
Right, right. I got an idea of one of them's tire change for the front of the trucks, but I'm not sure.
Okay. That was all my questions on the financials, just those things.
so unfortunately, in less than 10 days now, I get to cut the school check,
That
1.7
goes all our
million.
money, right?
Yeah, we're rich for a couple of days.
So I'll do a separate warrant when I cut that check and get you guys to sign it and then send it on its way.
I think Diane had a question.
If you're done.
Yeah, I'm done.
Well, I forgot to mention the one thing that started, the first step in transitioning over to Robin was for her to finish up and resign as an auditor, which obviously you heard she has done that. And I also want to bring up something else. At the last meeting, I told you about this $5,000 grant that we got to help with election expenses, and right after, I got this brilliant idea that it would be nice to put a little gas space heater in here to make things a little less chilly. And that proposal, I ran it around some people and it didn't work. It wasn't gonna work for historic buildings.
Right.
They don't like cutting through the wood and things like that. It wasn't, Norman didn't think it would work physically. He thought if this heating system isn't good enough, that should be repaired, so.
You need to do insulating is what we need to do.
Yeah, I think it's insulation in the windows more than it is heat.
You need to insulate floor and ceiling, I think it would.
Tim Higgins I'm on his list
Yeah.
to come look at the wiring up there before we do
Yeah, because
it.
I think that'll solve a lot of the heating issue.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Trying to heat the barn right now.
So
Yeah.
anyway, the upshot of all those conversations I had that day was that Mary Jo Llewellyn, who is a local resident, she spent some years working for the state as a historic preservation specialist, and now she's a consultant. And she offered to, maybe in the spring, to head up a group to study what we should do here from a historic perspective in order to maintain the building and have it usable and have it working and preserved for the future. And she said maybe she could even get Liz Pritchett involved, because Liz is still, she lives in Montpelier, and she was the one that got this on the historic register to begin with. And I think, so instead of doing, talking piecemeal about windows and insulation and stuff like that, she would like to see us do a whole
plan?
project, a plan, and she would be willing to do that.
And when does she want to start doing that?
Well, probably in the spring.
This spring? Okay.
Yeah.
You better wear your longies this winter. We We have 5 years, 6 years experience of meeting in this building all winter. You freeze your butt off. You will freeze your butt off here all winter.
Yeah, they go away for the winter, but,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, so while we're on the subject of freezing our butts off in here all winter, yeah, I'm thinking, I was gonna ask the school about maybe using the community room in the library for our meetings. They'll probably say no, but it can't hurt to ask. And so otherwise, we will do the best we can here. And if things get worse as far as COVID-19, and again, I'll probably kind of see what the state is saying. We may want to think about going back to Zoom meetings, or maybe even if it is pretty cold in here and it just doesn't seem worth trying to meet here, maybe for a couple of months, just do Zoom meetings again. But anyway, that'll be something to keep in mind, and we'll see what happens in the future here. But,
we weren't able to keep it quite cozy in here for election day. We left the heat up overnight, like 60, 65, and then
Yeah.
off and on during the day. It kept up. It wasn't a freezing day, but it was a cold day.
yeah, so it may be in the...
Just when it gets really, really cold.
Yeah.
Usually if it's 20 degrees, it's okay in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe it means turning the heat on a Monday morning.
Just when it hits 10 or 15 below.
Letting
is
it
where
run
gets
all
lovely.
day.
Yeah, spend a little bit more money on oil and just let it,
Yeah, let it go.
keep
Yeah.
it maintained a little bit higher.
Yeah.
50 or whatever.
But yeah, I would love to, just having, using this space and kind of needing this space for our meetings, it really kind of brings it home that we should look into this building a little bit.
It gives us more than enough room for people to distance themselves in as well.
Right, and it is a landmark in our village that is, needs all the help it can get, so,
And I hope when you do your budget this year, you'll at least include enough money for painting. It's getting kind of raggedy looking.
well, don't forget to remind us.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
and we're working on the budget.
So another thing that
Okay.
put in your packet was, we had the LCT come and do a inspection of all of our buildings. I have dispersed that. For instance, the garage, which is 2 pages, I have given that, and that is at the town garage. Robin has the town hall, and she's actively taking care of that. And then I have sent, well, maybe I should check my email again, but I have asked Tim Higgins to come back in. There's some wiring in the basement that they are not happy with. And so there's a few things that we need to get finished.
And there was you mentioned some trees in the back of the town office that are starting to touch the building.
We got a tree back here, we've already cut the branches.
I thought but when he was,
Town office also.
yeah.
There's the overhang at the town
Our
office.
thing is done, Roy took care of it on Saturday.
Yeah.
So I also want to thank Chuck and Lynn Gallison and
Yeah, I wanted to hear all about the septic system thing.
for fixing our septic
So
system.
your septic, is that what happened, septic trouble over there?
It had been way overdue. It hadn't been pumped in very, very years.
Nobody knows one really, I guess.
So in the past weren't any help because that's not where the septic was.
No,
So you had to go fish?
yeah, but it was relatively easy. It took us a couple hours to dig that around because all the water line coming from the well and the power line, you went into the town clerk's office. Then there was 2 that go from the town clerk's office back to the church with a power line. And they all lay right top of the septic tank.
No, of course.
So we were a while.
Playing with that, yeah.
Yeah, but we got it, and the inlet line going into septic tank from the town hall really should be replaced. It comes down too steep, I think, but then it goes into a 45 and it comes back up and into the septic
Oh,
tank.
that doesn't work.
So I think Lynn and I and Ronnie talked it over, and we decided that it would be fine for the winter. But I think in the spring we need to get concrete cutting or something, put a bore a 4-inch hole through the wall
So
over another foot, so that we can get away from the water lines, get everything lined up with the septic tank. But I feel certain that everything's good for the winter.
And were there, I noticed that you got new manhole covers, were there, like an access to the septic tank before you dug it up and it just had grown over, or?
Oh, no,
Buried.
they were buried 3.5 feet deep.
Oh, that's deep.
Yeah, way too deep for one thing, but,
Yeah,
I mean, it is what it is, it's working, so
right.
So you've got a riser on there now.
I put a 3-foot riser on each one of them, cut it down. We got the water coming away from it, so it's gonna go out into the parking lot.
Just no plowing over there in that corner.
Right.
Oh, and that's where Lynn caught me today. He was coming to the meeting tonight. I assured him that if I could talk you into it, we'd do it.
So we put some blocks in front of it so that they can't.
Well, I think what we should do is send the boys down and put in about 3 post holes, and put 4x4s up there with reflectors on them.
Yeah.
Give them something to look at, you know, so they can plow the snow by the handicap parking sign, but they can't get over because, and I wasn't aware of this, of course, I haven't been around in the winter for a long time, but I guess they've been plowing the snow up behind the building and it's filling the basement full of water and spraying.
Yeah,
Well, I think we can eliminate that.
Yeah.
But we gotta put some posts in, keep them away from it, and instead of going down with a bucket loader and pushing it all up into a big pile, I think we may have to take some away.
Because they used to haul it away here and there.
Yeah, I think to some point, I think we're gonna have to get back into that.
yeah.
Well, now that the tree is gone, that should give a little more space.
Yeah, but that's where the leach field is, and if you plow that leach field off, that will freeze,
Okay, yeah.
and we don't want that to happen.
So they found that too, or?
Well, once we found the septic tank and dug the whole thing up and figured out where the pipe goes out,
Yeah.
it's pretty relevant that it's gotta be right there to the place of work.
Oh,
So, but Lynn wants to put some posts on the lawn side towards Route 14.
Where those stakes are now, or?
Yes, because he don't like to see the sod road.
Right.
And he wound up turning a 16-day clock because you told him that you had to call up and have the driveway plowed the day it snowed. But there was a reason for that. Because they're right up around Maple Street where they're rebuilding that building, and we're going to talk about that later, but they parked 3 cars next to the driveway in the road. And I told them they couldn't park them. So they took them down to the town hall,
And they couldn't get in the parking lot.
town clerk's office, and parked them there, and he couldn't plow.
well, we were there at 6 o'clock on Tuesday and picked up our tabulator and stuff, and somebody came right in there and plowed behind us as we were leaving.
Well, they got to the left,
Oh.
but they couldn't get to the right.
Oh, okay.
And then Randy called up, which, I mean,
Every year I have to call there.
what's that?
Every year I have to call and tell them.
Well, we're gonna discuss this a little bit more tonight, but if I have any luck at all, you won't have to again. But that was why the driveway wasn't plowed. And, actually, I was there when you called, Greg and I were talking about it, he said he had to go back down and plow that. And it was actually me that was holding him up.
Well, no, yeah, anyway, but yeah.
But anyway, but Lynn's Lynn. But he decided he wouldn't come to the meeting tonight, and that I told him we'd take care of it. If that's what you guys wanted to do, that we'd do it. He thinks there ought to be, and he's right across by the septic tank, there should be 3 posts there coming on an angle, run off so that you could keep the handicap parking spot plowed out and keep them away from the septic tank. Now the ones on as far as the lawn side, should haul the snow off will work good. If you decide you don't want to haul the snow off, you're gonna have a place to put it. So,
Well, it sounds like if there's a place, is there a place with those two, the septic tank and the Route 14 side of the, entryway into the town office, if snow doesn't get plowed there at all, is there a place for them to at least create a bank that they could eventually haul it off from?
yeah, they'll have to put it in beside the artesian well, whether to post that.
Okay.
But it's gonna build up and you're gonna have to take it away.
Have to take it away, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I guess that works for us.
Yeah,
At least
that's-
that, and we got
Yeah.
the equipment.
They do usually take, when it gets really high, they do take
Because I
it
know he had to go
away.
down there and break that lawn last year. He was hot about it last year too.
Yeah, well, like I told you, so I wasn't around in the spring, I didn't have anything to do with it. But next year, the town crew that will be doing that, as they're gonna be sweeping the intersections and, I guess if I'm still around.
Oh,
You
yeah.
may decide to throw me out.
No,
But that's gonna be their early spring work, is around the fire station, over here, down there. If they can't work on the roads, they ought to be doing something.
Yeah, clean up the intersections.
works for me, so if it's close, put them in.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
And I just gotta haul the snow, and it'd be the same kind of issue here when it needs to go. Because we've had the same thing, big lot of buildup over the winter,
Yeah,
and we don't haul away again.
Yes.
We can get to it when we get to your snow removal stuff.
Ben said that the blacktop works actually good plowing.
It does plow good now, yeah, because that dip is gone.
Yeah. What you need and,
Should go with that.
let me see.
Was this
I guess
discussed?
that's about everything
Yes,
for
it
him.
was.
Was approved?
Yep.
He's pissed off about the
I think
high
it's
drive.
in the minutes
Yeah.
somewhere, I can look.
The high drive up at Pritchett.
Yeah, because that culvert's
Any idea
high,
where
I guess.
that out of?
Yeah, but the culvert's sitting on ledge.
Oh, okay.
And the guy that is in the house doesn't want the
Yeah,
culvert
let
back
me
up.
think about it, I'll look on that
And
thing.
he doesn't want it down this
We'll
high.
have a budget, we'll have a
So what
line
are you
item
gonna do?
and budget for the rate.
Right now, we're cutting
Going
it
into the
around,
future.
between the rock and hash rock.
Yeah, let me look at this and I'll figure out where it's.
Still,
Maybe I'll try to check in with you
that's
tomorrow,
on
so
my
we
list.
can figure out where
to run
where
too.
to take them.
I'd like to see that paved, I told you that a couple of
Right,
times.
yep.
You're
Randy.
getting ready to work on the budget. Have a good night, Rich.
So we'll have to, yeah, because he's talking about paving under the
What time
high
do you want to
drive,
meet in the morning?
which we'd want to include in our budget for next year, so.
Or tomorrow?
Okay, yeah.
10, you wanna do 10?
10?
So there's invoices I sent back to Timmy, so those can be all grabbed, and then, there's a couple at the office, and in here that I did code, I just wanna make sure they're right.
Okay. One of them is probably the risers that I gave you the bill for? Okay.
Yours is fine, your signature is down on the bottom of that one.
Yeah,
That one's good to
Okay.
go.
all right. We'll figure it out tomorrow.
Okay. Sounds good.
I'll see you about 10.
All right.
Oh, I guess I was on high drive.
Yeah, so if you, I mean, to me, if we got budget coming up, you'd probably get a quote for it.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Do I need to should I get a quote and talk to Alan about what the state would do?
The state probably won't do anything because it's not a,
It's not a class 2 road.
Okay.
So we'd have to pretty much pay for it ourselves.
We're talking about the high drive?
just to pave under the high drive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it can't be that expensive to do that.
So I just get a price and then we can have it for a budget number to look at.
yeah, that's the thing to do, get a price and then, if we
We may have enough money in the paving fund to do it.
Yeah, we have some.
Well, we're gonna have to change that road some.
Right.
But if it was blacktop, we could do away with having a culvert in there so that we could start up to his driveway and come
Let
down
the
through
water-
nice and gradual and make a place for the water to go out both sides below.
And then you can salt it too so it doesn't build up.
So how far would it be blacktop, do you think?
Oh, not, probably,
From the driveway down or?
no,
No?
no.
Less-
Do you know where the road that goes up into the high drive?
Yeah,
Probably start right there somewhere, and
That's
just
just-
to the lower side of the high drive by
okay.
20 feet maybe. Sitting here, I can't tell you, but I'd say 80, 100 feet.
Okay.
But I just, visually, I just wanted to, I don't really,
If we're gonna get some prices on paving, should we get a quote, at least on the bottom of East Hill? Because we were looking at that last.
Well,
You've
it
got it.
sounds to me like we need to get after the state of Vermont.
Oh, really? Okay.
That is theirs up 100 feet, and there's a granite post up there.
Oh, so it's their problem.
That's their problem.
Yeah.
We just need to get after them enough to fix it.
Okay.
Do you know who to talk to down there about
I
it?
do, I got the name,
Okay,
it's in my clipboard over the house, I can't tell you right now, but I've got a name, yeah.
yeah, good. It's even better,
let them pay for it.
yeah. Do we have any other aprons around, if we're gonna do some apron work that
Well,
we can think of?
We don't have a lot of money in our paving fund, so.
Well, if it's the state aprons.
The only other one I would wonder about is I wondered up here at the foot of, Town Farm Road.
Yeah.
There's a big hole up there.
Yeah, there we got near the main road.
Yes. That, if that was repaved, and then we could sweep it and amount to something, right now, I don't know if you could sweep it and amount to anything, you know.
We have $12,000 in our paving fund, right?
And we'll be putting some in next year too.
Yeah. Like an interest rate.
But again, we could budget for some if it's a,
could, yeah.
if we have to me, I'm not opposed to budgeting for a
Right.
needed project.
Right.
If we could get somebody over there to talk, that I could talk to, we could do most of the grading and stuff ourselves. You know, I'll take the trench and over and set it up. We could get it real close. They probably have.
We had real good luck with these guys, the Green Mountain paving people did a good job and they were easy. to work
Yes,
with.
and I don't have their telephone number.
I can get it to you.
Okay.
I've got his contact information, Dustin.
Yeah.
Because they were really easy to work with, and
They were.
they work with Worcester, Berlin, Barrytown.
Yeah, actually, I like him. I wouldn't mind working with him at all.
Yeah, he
And
did
they
really.
may be willing to come up and just take a look at
Yeah.
things we're thinking
Well, I think you
about.
would.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of me getting hold of him.
I'll email you his contact information.
Okay.
Yeah, we could have the numbers and start working towards that goal maybe for the spring. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'd like to have happen.
Yeah.
Like I say, depends on what happens, and, like, you know, maybe you're gonna have somebody else or not have anybody in my place, but however it works, something really should be done there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the position that we've created with.
I do too.
Yeah.
And I don't
Yeah.
see, as long as you're
Yeah,
around and
yeah,
willing,
I think this is working good.
yeah.
You got to talk to Lynn tonight.
What's that?
That's worth every
Yeah,
day.
that's gonna cost you a steak.
I've been there when he's hot before.
Oh, he was running up some time when he first showed up. And I listened to him for about, 20 minutes. And I said, Lynn, it's time for you to go out behind the barn and take a fly in. And he says, all right. Then we started talking and things started coming around.
So I think we're kind of already into.
We're on your highway report now.
Keep going.
Are we on the town highway report?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we are. Sure feels like it.
The guy that bought Winston Moore's camp and the land that went with it called me. I guess he's had a couple close calls crossing the road there with his tractor hauling wood back and forth. And he wanted to know if we could put some tractor crossing signs up.
Let's see why not.
Sure, why not?
Well, that's good, because I told him we would.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sounds like a reasonable request to
pretty
me.
dangerous corner right there.
Yeah.
So we'll put them up. The signs for up here, Hattie Bell, Old Cabot Road. There was another one right there. Oh, no, the
My truck
corner.
sign? My truck sign?
It's coming.
Okay, but there's one all up there right
Yeah,
now.
I know.
Okay.
Hang on your boots. It's ordered.
Did we settle on those road names?
Yeah, we did. You were.
Yeah, because I was gone, we had the fire last time.
Yeah, we settled on the road names, and I'm gonna make Skip Lindsay.
So we're gonna call that Cabot Road, Old Cabot Road, and then it's gonna merge into Hattie Bell.
Hattie Bell.
So I'll tell him that, so he can
Yeah.
get the 911 worked, okay.
Now, the way that I understood it, that Old Cabot Road is gonna go from
Old Quarry Road.
Old Quarry Road over through to the New Cabot.
New Cabot Road.
The New
Okay.
Cabot Road.
And Hattie Bell Road is gonna be up
Where
on the
it
corner.
keys in, yeah.
Yeah, we'll tee in, and then we could put a sign way down.
We didn't order one of those, I can if you want to.
It's kind of ridiculous too, nobody ever really,
That's what I figured, the first four-wheeler down through there.
We just need the one on the upper end that they go in and out of, because
Right,
then the ambulance and stuff can go in there.
right,
yeah, really wouldn't serve 911 at all.
Right.
You can't drive through there anyway with
Right.
those
Yeah.
ATVs, so.
so, like I just told Robin, I'm assuming we're gonna see all of them by the end of the week.
Uh-huh,
And then we'll get our old Quarry Road sign in,
right,
which we already had that, didn't we?
Yes,
yeah.
Put it in there.
And
and
a stop sign too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send the boys out tomorrow before it freezes and set the post. Because, I mean, it's good weather right now, but
Oh,
it's not
yeah.
gonna last long.
No,
It's good, yeah.
it's gonna slowly deteriorate starting on Wednesday,
Yeah,
turn more like that.
Your paint is back.
what's that?
Your paint is back. Yeah,
Oh,
me.
oh! I've got it, I've got all the stuff in the truck.
Got one of them up.
And it was cold that day.
It was.
It was cold and the wind was blowing.
Yeah, I've got all the stuff. Tomorrow's on the list.
Okay.
And, we tried honing roads last Thursday and it was too wet
Yeah.
after the snow. But we honed today over here in front of the fire station.
Cabot Road, we went, Grizzly up there.
Cabot Road is in good shape. He done a good job up there.
Looks like you have Foster Hill Road too.
Foster Hill Road he done this morning. That's in nice shape. Church Street. Tomorrow is the county road from the end of the lake to Cranberry Meadow and Cranberry Meadow.
It was pretty rough from Cranberry Meadow toward the town line too last time we went through.
I haven't been up there.
Take a ride, because we came.
I'll just send him up there. If he needs it, he needs it.
Yeah, it's pretty bumpy. 2 weeks when we came back from that fire,
Okay.
we came back that way from Google Brook Road and it was pretty rough.
And that's from the Cranberry Meadow Road up to...
Toward the Callis line.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. Karen and I went for a ride yesterday. We didn't get up that way. I went down Cranberry Meadow Road because I heard that was bad. But that's on the list for tomorrow. The grader is leaking antifreeze, I think. I think it is an external leak. It's not showing up in the oil. And it's not an exhaust. And I've got Tim McClay from Plainfield coming up to put a pressure test on it
Okay.
Wednesday morning. And I guess Wednesday is a holiday, you know, and Veterans Day.
Veterans Day, yeah.
Yeah, Veterans Day.
And they're all planning on taking it off, so I said, well, I'll go over with him Wednesday morning and we'll put a pressure test on it and see what's going on, so.
That's good.
I'm pretty sure it's an outside leak. I think it's gonna be on them silicone hoses. It's gonna be a loose clamp somewhere. But you start it with that big fan running,
Blows it everywhere.
and it blows it everywhere. Everything's wet. You can't tell what's going on.
Yeah.
So we're gonna put a pressure test on it Wednesday. Yeah. And, well, I'm hoping it's a small repair. I think it will be.
Yeah.
And if the roads are dry enough on Thursday, he's going to East Hill.
Perfect.
Now, we've been pretty lucky getting in some grading time.
Very lucky.
Yeah.
Very lucky.
Folks, you got them still, I know they shut that machine down 4 weeks ago last year, so.
Well, they did this year. That ain't gonna happen again.
Yeah, okay, you confident, why are we shutting the grader down in October? It said there's still.
Yeah, that ain't happening again. Ain't no way.
No.
This year,
This year especially also is like perfect.
yeah, you couldn't ask for anything. Well, October was good too.
Yeah.
And the roads got, with the rain and stuff, got ahead of us. And now they're terrible. We're just lucky that we've got this break.
Yes, we had a lot of rain and it was tearing stuff up.
Yeah. But, well, this will learn and care for me too.
We're gaining on it.
Well, yeah, next year it won't happen. I mean, the grader's gonna stay running regardless what happens.
Yeah, good.
But,
Yeah, I think that as far as, I'm hopeful that you'll continue on next year for us. This
yeah,
has worked out really good
I
for us.
almost think that probably the next select board meeting will be the last or the next to the last one for me. And I don't know what you want to do or what you want me to do between now and then. So,
We'll think on it, I guess.
We'll think about it.
yeah. Yeah, I'm willing to do it again. Like I say, it's been a learning curve, so I'm going to whack things quite a lot different next year than I did this year.
Yeah,
Because
that's good.
this time we want to get someone in there right at the start and get things organized. And
Like the intersections, all this out here and stuff. I didn't even know they had that broom
Oh, yeah.
till in the middle of July. In fact, it was you who told me.
Yeah, because I was in there for a cone, I was like, what is that, like a sweeper?
I didn't even know they had it.
Yeah, they haven't used it for quite a few years.
So, you know, well, there's some nice days in April. If you're on the blacktop, you can sweep dust.
Yep. Yeah, they always used to in the spring. We haven't
Yeah.
done it in a number of years, but
But,
Gary and Rip always were out there with brooms.
and now they're, yeah.
They used to hand sweep it.
And it took me a while to finally get on the fair side of the boys over there, but I feel fairly comfortable now that we're all on the same page.
Yep.
So one thing, for you to think about, Chuck, is, we could apply for another grants and aid, a grant for, with a municipal road sharing permit for working on 2 or 3 sections of road, and if there's a sections of road that you would
I got
like to
2
work
in 1.
on, ditching or whatever,
I got 2 in 1.
okay, let me know what they are, and I will look on the A&R map to see if they're hydrologically connected. That's the key for this grant. And if they are, then we can budget. What I'd like to do is have a sense of, if we're going to take on a project like that for next year, to make sure we budget it in when we're putting the budget together.
Yeah. Well, one of them was Mrs. Moore's Hill up there.
Okay, now I don't know what you mean by that.
The steep,
The back
Valley
side of
Road.
Valley Lake Road.
Okay,
on
yeah.
that sharp corner,
Yeah.
Greg had talked to him about straightening that road and going down that valley.
All right, yeah.
And now this guy is, I think he's on board.
He's interested, okay.
Yes.
That, I don't know if a grant would cover that or not, but
Well-
it sure would be nice to straighten that road out.
It would. And there's another one on East Hill,
Okay.
where you come up to the top of the hill and go around the corner. There's a log road that goes up to the side. Then you go around that long sweeping corner and go out around and come back. That's almost level from that upper side right down through to the lower side. If we could do away with that whole corner.
Oh, really? Cut the
Yeah.
corner right off.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be, of course, I don't think it'd be more than 300, couple hundred yards down across it.
Okay. Yeah, my thought is that those probably wouldn't qualify for this grant, but that doesn't mean that isn't something that we couldn't
Yeah, doesn't
do.
mean we can't do it.
All right, well, there's another one right up here, right from the blacktop, right straight to the top of the hill, at least to the top of the hill.
Okay.
Needs to be resurfaced. Especially if they're gonna put that new road in over the top of the hill there.
Uh-huh.
I think, and this is just me thinking, but I'm thinking that we should be resurfacing that road and asking for more money.
Oh, you mean
From
paving it?
Swenson.
From Swenson?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Just have to put more gravel on it.
Gravel on it?
Because you're gonna double the length of the road they're gonna use.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Okay, that's right, because they're going to the top of the hill.
Yeah, and if you resurface that the whole way, when they come to bitch, that should take the bitch right out of it.
Yeah.
Okay. See if Swenson would be willing to help out with that.
And as far as grants, maybe I don't understand what a grant.
Well, this particular grant is and I have a feeling that a lot of the work that the road crew did this summer, some of it probably qualifies for upgrading.
Yeah.
It's all connected to the, all this stormwater, stuff that the state is interested in, since Irene, where any hydrologically connected sections of road. And A&R, the Agency of Natural Resources, has got, every town road is mapped out for different sections of road where the runoff from the road goes into a brook or a wetland area or a pond or whatever.
Yeah.
There's suggested improvements to the road to try to keep that runoff from, at least the gravel from the road, from going into a brook or whatever. So any of those segments that they've designated as hydrologically connected, the towns, if they make corrections to catch the stormwater runoff from the roads, these grants help pay for that work.
Cool.
So like the Valley Lake Road, the way it is now, that hill, I know that steep hill is hydrologically connected. So,
It contributes a lot of dirt into that little stream going down the hill.
yeah, so
Which
whether
we can do away with a lot of that.
Yeah, whether we could actually get funding from them to put a new road in to help, that would, I don't know, I could ask about that. They might be willing to help.
Do they have a map over at the town garage?
They do have a map at the town
Lists all the
garage.
hydraulically connected
Yep.
roads? Okay, so Chuck should be...
Yeah, Greg and I looked at it a couple times.
Yeah.
We've had so much going and everything was pretty well budgeted this year to where we're gonna go that
Right.
we ain't spent a lot of time on it, but, we will.
Yeah, one of the things the town's supposed to do is the Agency of Natural Resources has some kind of online map where you can, we had an inventory done, and when you work on different pieces of road, like if you remove the berms and that was what was pegged in the inventory, then you can check that off. They kind of have that same inventory that we got. The Agency of Natural Resources also has it, so they have a record of what needs to be done on different roads.
Really?
So if we do the work, then we can go onto that map. I haven't learned how to do that yet.
You check it, you change it.
Yeah, you change it, and then they, it checks off, and it's kind of a credit.
Progress.
Yeah.
That's a good
Yeah,
idea.
I wanna see a lot of that happen next year.
Right. Well, we have that inventory, and it's a little hard to kind of figure out what they want, and I've asked them a few times. And then I was going to get kind of a on-site sort of tutorial on how to actually register work that had been done on the roads, and that's when COVID-19 hit, and
Right.
so I couldn't really meet with the person that was going to do that with me. But
No, that's a really good plan for next spring and summer for Chuck to be
Yeah.
aware of all these roads and which
right,
ones.
yeah. I mean, a lot of
Yeah, I'd like to be in on that, I think.
yeah, okay. And I think a lot of the ditching culvert work that happened this summer probably
Probably
that was on the list.
Especially on Cabot Road. That's one thing on the Cabot Road. There's, I don't know, 5-6 miles, 4 miles probably up through there that really needs to have some ditching done.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's a class 2, right?
Yes, it is class 2. Yep. That's why, the paving that we've done here, we were able to get a V-Trans grant to pay for most of that. And then we had kind of looked into paving all the rest of the way up. And even with, V-Trans paying 90% of it, it was still a pretty hefty chunk for the town to come up with. So and people in the village here kind of complained about it. So we just dropped it.
Till they come back, and they're gonna probably back again.
Right.
Again.
Yeah, we did. We wanted to pave it clear up through there, but there's a few people that weren't happy with the quarries and just didn't want it.
Corey didn't really want to help with
It
the
was
town.
gonna cost us a lot. We would've lost all our paving money for the next
Yeah,
10
it would have
years.
been, we would have been like in the hole paying into the.
Because they were gonna pay for it up front and then take it out of our granite checks,
Yes, they were going to lend us the money
essentially.
to do it.
We just like, we didn't need it paved. If they wanna pave it, let them pave it.
Right.
Yeah, I don't, as far as it being paid, it does need to be resurfaced because we can't,
Okay. Well,
we
that's-
can't keep the hill.
It keeps coming down.
Yeah, and all is left to sand and it dries out so fast, then it turns to washboard.
Okay.
Is gravel gonna be a problem in the future to get, or are we looking good with the pits that are around?
Oh, no, we'll be good.
We're good.
Actually, I just heard today that McCullough Crushing bought Bickford's over in
Really?
Marshfield.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
So they're gonna control that from now on,
Uh-huh.
which is where we get
Yep.
80 to 90% of our
Yeah, quite a
material.
bit, yeah.
So I don't think there'll be a problem there.
Okay.
Anything else at all?
Oh, and thinking forward to winter and just expressing to the road guys that last year we had an issue with plowing needing to happen after 3:30.
Right.
Because what does our policy say, 8 o'clock at night? I think it's 8 o'clock.
I think so, yeah.
So we gotta make sure somehow they're spreading their people out enough so that if we're getting snow late in the day, that they're out, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
And the thing
So
now is that
they weren't plowing in the evening? Is that
Yeah,
what
if we
you're
get
saying?
snow at past 3:30, it would be unusual for somebody to be out plowing it.
they plow the roads for the school buses to bring children
Morning.
home, and then that was pretty much it.
Right, and then they go home at 3:30, and then if it snowed in the evening, you'd have to drive on it all night, and I complained about it last year, so that's something we gotta work on this winter, is making sure that when you know a storm's coming late in the day, that someone needs to be out, take care of the roads until 8 o'clock, like the
Yeah.
highway policy says.
People coming home from work would
Because
have.
that was the precursor to wrecking that town truck, it snowed 8 or 10 inches before 8 o'clock, and then they were out trying to plow 14 inches of snow, wet snow, that was the problem.
Well, that was part of that, but
Yeah.
The
Somebody-
trouble is they go home and they live in Hardwick and they don't know it's snowing.
Yeah, it's okay, it's just we just need to
well,
spread
yeah.
out our people enough so that there's someone hitting the roads.
The thing that gets me is, and I haven't been around in the wintertime, but I've heard a lot of people saying it, that they'll go out and do their morning plowing, and they don't do anything until the afternoon plowing.
Yeah, and that don't work for me either. I don't know that. that-
Well, if they need to keep, if it looks like it's gonna snow to 8 o'clock, it sounds to me like after the first plowing, somebody ought to go home.
Yeah, go home and come back
Come
at
back.
3 o'clock or something.
Yeah.
Agreed, and that's the type of stuff, but that was mentioned and it wasn't well received.
Well, I think that the four of us need to sit down
Have
and
that
decide what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Right. And the
Yeah.
school gets out now at 2 o'clock.
Right.
So they're, it's getting done even
Because
earlier.
it's just, when you have a 6 or 8 inch storm and it
Yeah.
sits on the roads and we gotta
Sure.
go out, you'd be stuck, you know?
Yeah. Well, there's really no need of it, I mean.
Right. Because I can understand 8 or 9 o'clock going in and go home, and whatever happens,
Yeah.
happens, but.
And let the next ones take over at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, whatever time to start.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And the next night, if it's still snowing, you guys go back.
Go right back out, okay, so we gotta figure that out, so it's something to think about, that's what I was.
Well, I think the four of us need to
Yep,
spend a few minutes on that at some point.
I think the answer is, the policy says the road's gonna be maintained till 8 o'clock, so we gotta get that done.
Right, yeah.
Is it in writing somewhere?
It is.
Yeah, it is. I'll
It's in
dig,
the highway
I'll dig it,
maintenance
I've got it in,
policy.
I've got it on my computer, I'll send it around.
You send it to me, please.
Okay, yeah.
Or leave it down to the town clerk, so I'll pick it up or something.
I'll send it to you, and I know sometimes my emails don't seem to get to you, so
Well,
let me know.
I
if
don't
they're-
have my wife's email right now. You send it to her, it'll get to me.
Okay,
All right, yeah,
But I don't know what it is right now.
yeah,
But I'll have her send
or
it.
we'll all get in the car and go to Florida with you.
Yeah,
That sounds like a better idea.
yeah.
Spare.
But, whatever you guys want for policy is,
Yeah, we have it, so,
we have a policy.
it just hasn't been happening, I don't know, I don't know why, it just,
Yeah.
there'd be a lot of late storms that just, you're driving on, it's like, why isn't someone out there taking care of this?
Right.
Maybe that's something we could go over, before you're gone, maybe at the next select board meeting, we'll just
Go over the policy, and
Yeah.
just say this is the expectation,
So
and
let's plan on doing
y'all
that.
figure out how you're gonna get it done.
right.
So the other thing we need to,
If they don't figure it out, I'll figure it out.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just.
We can't do it, it's just that it'd be nice to say, y'all figure it out first.
Do it however you want to do it, as long as it's done.
If it don't get done, we can make it happen.
Yep.
so the other thing we need to kind of figure out is that, I know Greg Adams has expressed a concern about, Greg Parker's returning. Where he's deer hunting in Maine, New Hampshire is a red
Yep.
counties.
He's brought it up to me a couple of times. In
Yeah.
fact, he did this again this morning, he wanted to know what was happening. I said, well, I figured we'd figure that
Well, I
tonight.
sent you all that guidance from
Yeah.
the state, so I think that has to be our official policy
Yeah.
as the employer, because it exposes our other employees to
Yeah.
potential workman's comp issues, so
Yeah.
I think
So-
it's not a choice.
No, it's not a choice. We have to do this, but what we need, I was just trying to figure out, how can we get this news to Greg Parkhurst so that he doesn't, you know,
Well, I have his cell phone number,
okay,
and I have the number to the camp.
okay,
So I will make it a point before the week is out to get a hold of him and
okay.
relay the message.
Because when he gets back in the state, if he's staying in the state, he's gotta stay quarantined for 7 days. He can get a test, and then after he gets a clear test, no symptoms, he can come back to work, or he's gotta quarantine for 14 full days with no symptoms. And I don't know what we do with the pay then, for that 2-week period.
Yeah.
Because even with the test, it still takes almost 2 weeks, you gotta wait 7 days, and then.
I don't think we could get any COVID money for him because he voluntarily
It's not
left the
yet,
state and.
Right, it's not a-
You know, it's not like,
hence why I haven't gone anywhere, because everything's
right.
red now, they won't let me go.
Well, the
visit.
thing of it is too is, I'm sure he's got a bunch of sick time,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure
right,
that you're actually obligated to pay him the sick time because,
That's what I don't, that may be a top of the league.
what's that?
Well, the league might have some guidance for us on,
yeah, I
What to
could
do.
check with, I'll do that.
I know my daughter went and they made her, she got 1 week of pay, 1 week she got just take no pay.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, it's kind of too bad to reward a man for taking a month off and making everybody else work harder and still get his pay.
Right, that's a problem, yeah, I got you. Yeah,
So, I'll call VLC.
and it's not even of our doing, this is the state, and the federal stuff, we can't do anything about
Well,
it.
it's between the state and Greg, he decided to do it.
Decided to go, so.
Well, I know it's a big deal to him to go
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
It's a tradition.
And that's fine,
Yeah.
that's fine, but, you know, somewhere there's gonna be a cost at some point or another that you're gonna have to.
Right, it just is what it is, you know, it
Yeah.
doesn't change, if I go out of state, that's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't try to deter him from going at all, no more than you guys did. It was on his own to do it.
Okay. Well, if you could try to get word to
Just
him
let
that
him
this
know.
is what he'll need to do.
I will.
And we'll
Just
try.
so he's aware, he's gotta be in state, not go out and in, he's gotta stay here.
Right, because I think he comes home this weekend and hunts here for a week,
Yeah, because that could
and then he
count,
goes back.
if he goes back, then he's gonna start over again.
Right.
Because if he's here for a week hunting, that would count as one of the weeks. As long
Would
as
that count as a quarantine week, really?
If he's here,
Yeah, if
yeah.
he's here.
If he's in the state, he can
But if
quarantine.
he's out,
But once he goes out of state.
If he's out hunting, you
2
know,
weeks again.
if he's out hunting, that's fine.
Yeah, that's, what I would say, it has just, he's supposed to be staying away from other people, so if he's not going with other, I mean, that's, we just gotta care about what he's doing
Right,
here.
right.
As
Okay.
long as he stays in state was my understanding, and his quarantining, meaning he's not going out with people that are potentially sick, whatever that exactly.
And it wouldn't be an issue if where he was.
Wasn't red or
wasn't
yellow.
red, yeah.
Because even yellow.
Yeah, I think,
So again, if he leaves, if he comes here and then goes back, it starts from when he gets back the second time.
yeah. Where I think he is, I mean, he's,
Well, pretty much all of Maine is at least
Yeah.
yellow.
well, he's
These
just
areas
outside
are-
of Arrow, New Hampshire.
it's kind of right up in New Hampshire, the tip of New
Yeah,
Hampshire, and
Arrow.
they
It's
go
all
back and
yellow or
forth.
red now.
Yeah, to me, it's all red. Yeah,
Yeah.
I looked on the map, and actually, the 2 counties in Vermont up there are red.
Yeah, because
Right.
Vermont, most of Vermont's getting yellow. It's just not our choice. It's not, we're being
Yeah.
vindictive.
Right,
We don't
right,
have a
right.
choice.
That's what he has to do,
We don't have a choice.
state mandate. Okay, so we have to, I just want to give him fair warning so he doesn't get slapped in the face when he gets here.
No, I told Greg that I was pretty sure we'd figure it out tonight, and I will get a hold of him. And if I don't have any luck getting a hold of him, then we either need to hand deliver him a letter or mail him a letter to home, so when he gets
Right.
home, he's got it.
Yeah, I think if we can't get a hold of him by phone, we should probably just write a note and send it to his home address in Hardwick. Yeah,
But give me a couple days to see if I can get a hold of him.
Okay, all right. Anything else for town highway stuff? Any questions?
Thank you for talking to Lynn. Looking forward to that. He probably comes with so much, it's sometimes just hard to take in.
It is, well, yeah, and he was jumping from one thing to another pretty fast.
Right, so if you're sitting there, even if it was 1 or 2 things, you could say, well, let's work on it, but you got 15 things, I
Yeah,
gotta solve 15
Yeah.
problems at once.
So another kind of road-related thing is just an update. The appeal with Coleman Parker in the Washington County Superior Court has been dismissed.
So it's over with.
Well, pretty much over with, yeah. The lawyer will send him his check, and that should be it. And then I'm just going to check in with V-Trans to see how we actually, what we'll need to do is register that chunk of road as a town highway.
However we do that, okay.
However we do it. I think
yeah,
it's,
we feel like that's something here.
No,
I think it's already registered as a town highway, even though technically it wasn't.
It wasn't
So,
done
but
right, yeah.
I'll just check in with Shauna Clifford and see what we need to do. I think we can do that without paying a lawyer too, so.
Yeah, because I'm sure we had, I remember a meeting up there when Steve Freihoffner was on, but either
Yeah.
something got dropped after that didn't get it all registered, but.
Yeah, it never got properly surveyed, and I don't think there ever was an agreement. Of course, you can have a verbal agreement, and then there may have been some kind of verbal agreement, but it never got documented.
because we needed this official process we had to do
Yeah.
Yeah.
at some point.
Yeah, well, with the caretaker, you're dealing with a verbal agreement.
No, we learned that many times over.
Yeah. Might as well talk to that wall.
So I just have a couple other updates, mostly concerning the school. The town lease committee will be meeting with the school board lease committee tomorrow to go over the financial terms for the lease. And just to update that a little bit, we didn't know at our last meeting what the insurance would cost roughly, and it'll be about $9,000 a year. And right at the moment, it's understood that the school district has the building insured through till the end of this fiscal year. What we need to do and find out and change, if not, is make sure that the town is the first payee
Gotcha.
if there is
A loss.
need of that, loss, yeah. So we'll be meeting with them tomorrow. I just before I came to the meeting, the lawyer that we hired, Paul Giuliani, did send a draft of the lease. I don't think we'll present that to the school board tomorrow because the town committee hasn't really had a chance to look at it. I'll check in with Norman about that in the morning. I'll send it on to you guys so you just get a sense of how to look at it. So we're kind of curious to see the amount that we come up with, how it's received, and we'll find out tomorrow.
You'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah.
It'll be 2
Now,
months.
is it yearly lease?
Well, it is a yearly lease. It's for this particular, this is for fiscal year '22. So, and it's being set up as a 1-year lease. We did ask them originally when we started to work on the negotiation whether they wanted a 1 or a 3-year lease, and they said a 1-year lease. So it would be nice in the future to have it be more, but I guess it's just wondering what the future will be, I think is. So
Is
they want-
Greensboro doing the same thing?
I have no idea.
I'm assuming so. It must be.
They don't really need to negotiate all this because the school district owns the buildings and the grounds.
In Greensboro?
Yes,
Oh,
Oh,
so the
really?
town didn't own it,
the
okay.
town didn't own it. This is kind of peculiar. This is an unusual situation for
Yeah.
most,
Okay,
so,
why not, right?
Oh, yeah, move one and the other one.
right, yeah. And then I have been in touch with the different contractors for the school water system. That's one responsibility that the school district wants the town to take over. I had a meeting set up with Larry for tomorrow with a couple contractors. Larry couldn't make it tomorrow as originally planned, so we're going to meet on Friday. I've called about 5 contractors, and 2 responded. 1 responded about a week after I called, so I've been trying to connect with them. So I'm hoping that we'll have at least 3 or 4 contractors that can send us a proposal you know, maintaining and monitoring the
So
school.
this will be done out of house now? Gene, the Turgeon won't be doing it anymore, or
Well,
Donnie?
you mean Don Turgeon? He
Yeah.
will play a role in it, but, you know, we need someone, and the school district has to agree to this because they pay him. Someone has to take a daily reading of the chlorine.
Yep.
Otherwise, these people have to come every day.
Every day, you know, that'll cost you a lot of
Yeah,
money.
it costs a lot of money. So that's an
Time and
agreement.
mileage.
Yeah, an agreement that we'll have to come to with the school district,
Yep.
and whether it's Don or whoever the maintenance person is, you know, they would need to
They would do that.
do
yeah.
that part, yeah. And, but they would do, the school system, the water contractor, system contractor, I'll call them, they would do any of the major testing, and if there's ever maintenance issues or of the system in the school or from the spring down, you know, they would become aware of those, and then we'll probably work with the town to fix that. So they would basically be doing what Larry Eldred has done.
Except
for
we gotta
many
have a
years.
license like he has, so
Yeah,
that's why we
yeah.
can't do it.
Yeah, he's licensed to do it, so, and actually has saved the school district quite a bit of money, I would imagine. So that's in the works, and I hope to have, we need to have someone in place by the beginning of the new calendar year, so we'll be getting some proposals, hopefully in the next couple of meetings, and make a decision just before we start working on the budget. So,
Yeehaw.
yeah, so, and that's pretty much all I have for updates. That's our agenda. Anything else?
I'm good.
I'm good too.
Do I hear that golden motion?
Motion to adjourn.
A second?
Second.
All in favor? All right.
We didn't even need to